Hello, this is Bharath reporting for Revsportz. This is just a brief report or a brief analysis of Sri Lanka's bowling attack ahead of the Test series against India starting in a couple of days' time. See, as you know, Sri Lanka haven't had the best of results in Test cricket in the recent past. They recently went over to the Caribbean, and even there, they went on to lose the Test series. A Test series that was perhaps expected to be 1-0 or on those lines, but it was West Indies who came out on top. So, one of the reasons for Sri Lanka's rather modest performances in the recent past has been their inexperienced bowling attack and to some extent a modest bowling attack as well. And a lot of them seem to get injured all the time. Just think of Lahiro Kumara. Lahiro Kumara's the skiddy fast bowler. Yes, he has decent pace, but he seems to be troubled by hamstring injuries all the time. Uh, just just read the newspaper at some point of time and you will see Lahiro Kumara down with a hamstring problem. Even in the Test series against West Indies, I believe he was down with another hamstring problem. So that is about Lahiro Kumara. And next one, we have to talk about Milan Ratnayake. Yes, he has been around for a while. I watched him, I guess, in the Test series against England. He's tall enough, gets a little bit of bounce, gets a little bit of shape away from the right hand batter. We saw that in the recent Test series against West Indies, where he took a fifer. I think it was 5 for 124 or on those lines. He's a steady performer in the sense that he can bowl at decent pace, get a little bit of bounce, and gets a little bit of shape away from the right hand batter, but not someone that the opposition would think, oh my god, we are going to face someone like Ratnayaka. So, having said that, he's a decent bowler. So that's about Ratnayaka. Then we also look at someone like Vishwa Fernando, who's trying to make a comeback into the Sri Lankan setup. Recently played in the warm-up game. Yes, he's a fine swing bowler in his own right when he's bowling well. We saw that all those years ago in South Africa. I don't think he has become the bowler that everyone expected him to be. One of the reasons could be Sri Lanka don't play enough Test matches. They might play 4 or 5 Test matches every year. So you are, as a fast bowler, it's not so easy to for your confidence to grow when you're just playing a few Test matches here or there. You need to be in good rhythm by playing as many matches as possible. But he's trying to make a comeback, the left armer. Maybe he will get into the Sri Lankan squad for the Test series against India at some point of time. Yes, you have to talk about Asita Fernando. He has great wrist. There's no doubt about that. If you look at his wrist, at times, not always, at times he makes you remember Mohammad Asif. I'm not saying he's as good as Mohammad Asif, but he makes you remember him in the sense that he's able to seam the ball both ways without any real change in his wrist action. That is one of his greatest strengths. He's not the tallest of guys going around. He's about maybe 5'6" or 5'7". So you don't expect much bounce from him. Very skiddy. He can bowl at around 85 miles per hour, 84, 85 miles per hour. Occasionally gets the ball to reverse a little bit. But I believe his greatest strength is in his wrist. He's able to seam the ball both ways. There's a little bit of swing there without any real change in his wrist action. Yeah, he's going to be a useful customer in the Test series. But again, the opposition won't think of him as someone who would destroy the opposition lineup. So that is about Asita Fernando. Then obviously how to talk about Prabha Jayasuriya at his peak. I thought he was a Galle gladiator in the sense that he would take so many wickets on those dry surfaces in Galle, but even he has lost a little bit of form in the recent past. Doesn't seem like the bowler that one used to see when he would bowl quicker to the air, get turn at pace. He used to destroy quite a few sides at his peak in Galle. I used to call him Galle gladiator. But unfortunately for Sri Lanka, that has not been the case recently. Maybe the pitches in Galle have also got flatter. That could be one of the reasons. But if Sri Lanka have to win at least one Test match in this series, then Prabha Jayasuriya has to again become the Galle gladiator. I would tend to go with Ramesh Mandis as his spin bowling partner. At his best, he worked well with the Prabhat. He's an off spinner. Prabhat obviously left arm spinner. Both combined well about 3-4 years ago on those lines, but Ramesh Mandis then was dropped. They looked at Parish, then they looked at Sonal, but I would still go for someone like Ramesh Mandis in the sense that I think he brings that little bit of variety into that attack. and at his best, he looks like a very useful bowler for the conditions that we see in Galle. So on an overall basis, yes, it's an inexperienced attack. The problem for Sri Lanka, as I mentioned, they don't play too much of Test cricket, so it's a problem for some of their fast bowlers in the sense that they're not exactly in good rhythm, especially for those Sri Lankan fast bowlers who mainly play Test cricket. So they're basically playing 3, 4, 5 Test matches a year, so they're not able to get into good rhythm as they don't play enough. And yes, they have Prabha Jayasuriya. From their perspective, hopefully will do well, but it's not exactly been in good form, and then all those injury problems also come in the equation. So from Sri Lanka's perspective, hopefully they will get it right at Galle. Once upon a time it was a fortress. I don't think that's been in the case for the last 1 year or so. Bangladesh went there, I believe they drew a test, and Australia succeeded there at the Galle International Stadium. So maybe fingers crossed, that's from Sri Lanka's point of view, they will turn it around. Hopefully you like this video. Keep subscribing to our Revsportz channel, because we don't just cover cricket, we cover other sports as well. Thank you again.
For India's best multi-sports coverage, your platform is one, and that's Revsportz. So like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I think by now you know that we will be everywhere in different parts of the world and bring you on-ground reportage. As I said, your best multi-sports coverage on Revsportz, your favorite destination.